Welcome to part 15 of our C++ journey. Today we're diving into the world of arrays. Arrays are fundamental building blocks in programming. They help us manage collections of data efficiently. Think of arrays as containers that hold multiple values of the same type. This essay is brought to you by Alibo Market, your one-stop shop for all things coding. Imagine you have a box of crayons. Each crayon is a different color, and you can use them to create beautiful drawings. Now think of each crayon as a piece of data. Just like how you can organize your crayons in a box, you can organize data in a structure called an array. Each crayon has its own color, representing a unique piece of data. In the same way, each element in an array holds a specific value. These values can be anything from numbers to characters or even more complex data types. But despite their individual differences, all the crayons belong to the same category: crayons. Similarly, all elements in an array belong to the same data type. This uniformity is what makes arrays so powerful and useful in programming. In C++, an array is like a box that can store multiple values of the same data type. This means you can have an array of integers, an array of characters, or even an array of more complex data structures like objects. These values could be numbers, characters, or even more complex data structures. For example, you might have an array that stores the ages of students, the names of cities, or the scores of a game. Let's say you want to store the ages of 5 students. Without arrays, you'd need to create 5 separate variables, one for each age. This can quickly become cumbersome and difficult to manage, especially as the number of students increases. Without arrays, you'd need 5 separate variables. Imagine having to manage hundreds or even thousands of such variables. It would be a nightmare to keep track of all of them and ensure that each one is correctly used and updated. But with an array, you can store all 5 ages in a single container, making your code cleaner and more organized. Arrays allow you to access and manipulate data efficiently. You can loop through the array to perform operations on each element, sort the array, or search for specific values. This makes your code not only more readable but also more efficient and easier to maintain. Arrays are fundamental in programming because they provide a way to store and manage collections of data. They are used in various applications, from simple programs to complex systems. Understanding how to use arrays effectively is a crucial skill for any programmer. In summary, an array is a powerful tool that allows you to store multiple values of the same data type in a single, organized structure. Whether you're working with numbers, characters, or more complex data, arrays help you manage and manipulate your data efficiently. So next time you see a box of crayons, remember the power of arrays in programming. Declaring an array in C++ is simple. Arrays are a fundamental part of the C++ programming language, allowing you to store multiple values of the same type in a single variable. This can be incredibly useful when you need to manage collections of data efficiently. You start by specifying the data type of the elements the array will hold, such as int for integers, float for floating point numbers, or char for characters. The data type determines what kind of values the array can store. Next, you provide a name for the array. This name should follow the same naming conventions as other variables in C++. It should be descriptive enough to indicate what the array is used for, but concise enough to be easily readable. After the name, you specify the size of the array in square brackets. The size indicates how many elements the array can hold. For example, to declare an array named ages to store 5 integers, you would write C++ int ages 5. This tells the compiler to allocate memory space for 5 integers. Memory allocation is a crucial aspect of array declaration because it determines how much space in the computer's memory will be reserved for the array. The size of the array, in this case 5, determines how many elements it can hold. It's important to note that array indices in C++ start at 0, so the first element is accessed with index 0, the second with index 1, and so on up to index 4 for an array of size 5. Arrays can be accessed using loops, which makes it easy to perform operations on multiple elements. For example, you can use a for loop to initialize all elements of the array or to print them out. Here's a simple example. For int equals sign 0, I to 5, I++. This loop initializes each element of the ages array to twice its index value. Arrays are versatile and can be used in various scenarios, such as storing user inputs, managing lists of items, or even representing more complex data structures like matrices. Understanding how to declare and use arrays effectively is a fundamental skill for any C++ programmer. In summary, declaring an array in C++ involves specifying the data type, giving the array a name, and defining its size. This process allows you to manage collections of data efficiently and perform operations on multiple elements with ease. Mastering arrays will significantly enhance your ability to write robust and efficient C++ programs. Once you've declared an array, you can initialize it with values. Initializing an array means assigning values to its elements. This is a crucial step because it allows you to store and manipulate data efficiently. Without initialization, the array elements would contain garbage values which could lead to unpredictable behavior in your program. You can initialize an array during declaration or separately. Initializing during declaration is often more concise and can make your code easier to read. For example, in C++, you can declare and initialize an array in one line. This method is particularly useful when you know the values that the array should hold at the time of declaration. To initialize the ages array with the ages of 5 students, you could do the following in C++. Int ages 5, =, 10, 12, 11, 13, 12. This line of code declares an array named ages with a size of 5 and initializes it with the values 10, 12, 11, 13, and 12. Each value corresponds to an element in the array, starting from the first element at index 0. Int ages 5, =, 10, 12, 11, 13, 12. This assigns the values 10, 12, 11, 13, and 12 to the elements of the array respectively. The first element, ages 0, is assigned the value 10, the second element, ages 1, is assigned the value 12, and so on. This way you can easily access and manipulate each element of the array using its index. This assigns the values 10, 12, 11, 13, and 12 to the elements of the array, respectively. Initializing arrays in this manner is not only efficient but also helps in maintaining the readability and manageability of your code. It ensures that each element of the array is set to a known value, which can be crucial for debugging and further development. Remember, proper initialization is a key practice in programming that can save you from many potential issues down the line. Section 5. Accessing array elements. Each element in an array has a unique index starting from 0. To access a specific element, you use the array name followed by the index in square brackets. For instance, to access the third element, which is at index 2 of the ages array, you would use C++ ages 2. This would give you the value 11. Section 6. Practical example: storing student grades. Let's say you're building a program to manage student grades. You could use an array to store the grades of each student in a class. C++ int grades 30 / array to store grades of 30 students. You could then use loops to input and process these grades efficiently. Section 7. Benefits of using arrays. Arrays offer several advantages. They provide a structured way to store and access collections of data. They are memory efficient, especially when dealing with large amounts of data. Arrays also simplify code by reducing the need for multiple variables. Section 8. Alibo Market, your coding companion. Looking for more coding resources and tools? Check out Alibo Market. We offer a wide range of products and services to help you on your coding journey. Section 9. Conclusion and next steps. Arrays are essential data structures in C++. They provide a powerful way to manage collections of data. Understanding how to declare, initialize, and access array elements is crucial for any C++ programmer. In our next session, we'll explore multi-dimensional arrays, which add another layer of depth to data storage and organization. Stay tuned.